Hi, Owlazard here again. So once again, I have made another one of these Farfolis Diaries, and today's topic is going to be Minotaurs. Um, so Minotaurs in my setting, the way I was kind of tackling them is like they're, I guess, one of the more fantastical races of beings. Uh, and in my setting, I was kind of treating them as the dwarves of my world. They primarily live under mountains. A lot of them are craftsmen. Um, Now, that doesn't mean that I might completely exclude dwarves from my fantasy writing altogether, because I know a lot of people love dwarves. But Farfallons kind of fit into that sort of design structure. But at the same time, I don't have halflings or gnomes, but like Farfallons, kind of like if you took dwarves and hobbits and mashed them together, they kind of fit that role for like I guess not necessarily archetype of race, but like just look wise, they're kind of like a hybrid. But they're very hardy small folk, but they're not necessarily like bearded dwarves, right? So the Minotaurs, though, they hail primarily from a large mountain kingdom called Tormons, with many centuries that they've like lived under this mountain. They have carved into it the face of a giant bull, like Minotaur, of course. It's very rich in gold. In fact, they're so rich in gold in this particular mountain that they proudly show off the veins of gold on the mountain face. And the two eyes of the Minotaur statue or face is most likely like massive gems or crystals. And it could be, honestly, in the setting, they actually crystal magic is a very important thing in the setting, and it's a source of power for a lot of things. So in the writing, I could easily just be like, oh, well, you know, these giant crystals are actually a very huge source of power for the Minotaurs. And the thing about Minotaur smithing and craftsmanship, they also can enchant. So, you know, they can make enchanted amulets, they can make enchanted weapons. Not necessarily super fantastic, like legendary weapons, but weapons that could have effects to them. You know, like say, you could have a hammer that can like have percussive like force behind it, like because it has so crystals in the setting are just condensed raw magic from the earth. Think very close to like materia from Final Fantasy VII. And actually, this also ties into some more stuff that I'll cover in another video. But the point being, though, is that Minotaurs have some kind of magic to them. Some of it could be just like a natural form of magic that they can conjure into their crafts. Others is just a straight up physical aspect of it, where in the hilt of a sword or in the core of a hammer, there is, a chunk of magic, raw magic crystal that gives an item its property, right? So in the design idea, though, for the Minotaurs, it's not necessarily, females look more humanoid, whereas males look more beastly. Actually, it can go either way. Minotaurs have some humanish features, but explicitly, though, like any kind of beastmen class of race in my setting, they're sentient, and they walk on their hind legs, or they're bipedal. But yeah, Minotaurs, they are the expert craftsmen of the world. Now, on this particular picture I was drawing, I actually was showcasing one of my oldest characters. Very goofy thing, but her name is Owlmoo. And the reason why is because way back in the day, myself and a bunch of other artists, everybody had a cow character of some sort. And I was like, oh, well, I want to make one too, but I couldn't think of a name for her. So she was just Owl's Moo. And so I just kind of kept Owl Moo. But she has a very, very long standing history with my artwork. So Owl Moo's character, actually, in the setting, she is a smithy. She's not a fighter. You know, she's not one to get into a battle. She lives in the town of Carlin, where Anne is from, and a couple other characters that are going to be important to the story. Now, this other Minotaur that I'm drawing, this is the redesigned version of Barney, or Barnabas. His original design is in the first issue of the comic, but I felt like I would change him up a little bit. But he's in the sense of design for his race, he's a Hereford. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I definitely want to make more of these. It might be a little sporadic how often I post these kinds of things, because it's just on me to actually make the videos and do them. But thanks for watching.